Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the video. Today's going to be a good day. We got some stuff coming up here, and it is going to be the first video in a series that I'm calling my collective NASCAR Heat 6 wish list. Now, you may be asking yourself, the game came out less than a month ago. Is it too early to start a wish list? To which I reply, absolutely. There's no other reason for me to do this right now other than that I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have really no ideas for videos besides starting this, and it's good evergreen content. I don't think it'll ever fade away until NASCAR Heat 6, so you could be watching this, August 5th when this comes out. You could be watching this December 17th, because I'm going to put together a playlist. These videos will come out periodically, but we're going to talk about one thing that I specifically want and go in depth with it and kind of break it up into little bite-sized pieces, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So yeah, if you enjoy this video, like, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and let me know down in the comments what else you guys want to see for in NASCAR Heat 6. I have some ideas, but you can also let me know what you'd like to see in your wish list down in the comments. But today we're going to be talking about legends, and more specifically why NASCAR Heat 5 doesn't have them and why I want NASCAR Heat 6 too. Now you may be thinking to yourself right now, Decaf, NASCAR Heat 5 already has Cole Custer. To which I'd say, yes, you're absolutely correct, and I can't really come up with a valid argument for that. However, I'm thinking about some, lower tier legends than Cole Custer, like Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace maybe. This video is not going to be like the silly season video, by the way. This video is actually serious. I'm going to make a couple jokes. But anyway. So, yeah, I would love to see legends in NASCAR Heat 6. Now, that's kind of been a heavily, debated thing because other racing games have them. For example, F1 has some, I believe. I know they have older cars, like you can drive the old generation cars. I think that's awesome. I would love to see that in NASCAR Heat. Supercross, you can drive legends. The dirt rally games, you can also drive legends. So really, NASCAR Heat is one of the ones that doesn't have it. Now, there are definitely reasons for that, and I'll get into them here, why that is. But basically, it boils down to the cars and sponsorships are so intertwined with the driver that it's this whole complicated process to get them in. Here's a concrete example. Like in F1 2020, which I don't have yet. I'm probably going to get it, but I don't have it yet. I know that you can drive like Renault's 2006 or 2008 car, I can't remember. But here's the thing about that, right? That is intertwined with a team that's still in, and you can just drive that car. That's not that big of a deal. But if you were to field, say, we'll just say Dale Earnhardt, okay? Because this is one of the main legends that I would love to see. Dale Earnhardt, you would have to talk to Teresa Earnhardt probably, because she runs, operations or whatever of that kind of stuff. You'd have to talk to his old sponsors, get all the licensing and stuff, just to put a driver in the game. Now, I would love to see that, but I understand why they can't, because that's a ton of work, and it would probably be pretty difficult to do. So, it's not really an easy undertaking. And I know I talk smack about 704 a lot, but I really do actually have to give them some props here because they got Tony Stewart into the game and they got Jeff Gordon into the game, which are more recent legends, but I think that maybe could be kind of a gateway into getting more. They don't have like Jeff Gordon has just one car. It's pretty mediocre. I don't know. But the Stewart cars are nice. He doesn't have his 20 car or his Home Depot cars or anything like that, which is a little disappointing. But he's got, most of his iconic number 14 schemes. So I think that's a good gateway into what we could get here. Obviously, I have no idea what they can or can't do However, there was a leak well before NASCAR Heat 5 came out, a couple months before it, that one of the devs said that they had laid out their plans for future games, not NASCAR Heat 5, but just future NASCAR Heat iterations. And one of the big things that they outlined was that they wanted to get legend drivers into the game. So I think this is a reasonable, proposition here that we could get in the game. Maybe not NASCAR Heat 6, but in the future for sure. And another thing is, too, I feel like between NASCAR Heat 5 and NASCAR Heat 6, if that's what it's called, I think that there's going to be huge development changes because there's a long time in between when NASCAR Heat 5 came out and when the next game will likely come out. I don't think we'll be seeing another game for about a year and a half. I'm not sure. That could be completely false. Another game could come out like next, July or whatever, but I don't think we will. I guess we'll have to see what happens, but I think NASCAR Heat 6 is going to be a huge, huge improvement and honestly a completely different experience than NASCAR Heat 5 is. Now, another thing that is kind of on the same track of legend drivers, it relates to roster, so I'm going to stick it in this video, and then I'm also going to give you a few legend drivers that I'd like to see at the end. But I would like to see this as well, the return of fantasy drivers, and that's not a huge deal. I know fantasy drivers weren't that big of a thing because who really cares, but I think it's just a nice little feature that they put into the game, and it adds one specific thing that would be huge to career mode, which is driver retirements, and you could retire drivers and bring in new drivers, and I think that would be awesome. And I'm going to have a whole nother video on career mode, so I won't get into it too much, but I would really like to see the return of fantasy drivers. Now, we actually do have one in we have two in NASCAR Heat 5, now that I think of it. We have the one, I didn't pre-order the game, so I don't have this one. It's a Sunoco racing scheme. I can't remember what his name is, but he's the number 94. He's a fantasy driver. And so there's your first one, and then the second one is in the game because they couldn't find a 40th car to field, and that is, of course, the legend, the man himself, Bobby Carter. And honestly, like, Bobby Carter, it's a good looking scheme, and if they could just mess around and do crap like that and put it into the game and make some like dope schemes, that'd be super cool. And I don't see why they don't do that. It would definitely take more work, but that's definitely something that I would love to see in NASCAR Heat 6 or whatever it's called. It might not be NASCAR Heat 6. Now, I do want to say, obviously, this isn't my predictions or anything. This isn't even really me speculating. This is just what I want. Obviously we're not going to get everything that we want, but I think this is kind of a mellow and calm start to the series here, because I feel like it's definitely reasonable to ask for. I don't know that they will, because they have recently been bringing in like one or two legend drivers, but it's weird, right? Because technically we do have legend drivers in the game in Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart, but okay, you guys can't tell me that it really feels like we have legend drivers in the game, because it doesn't. Like, honestly, Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon don't really feel like legends because they've been retired for like not very long. Like, I feel like we can all just kind of remember them being out on the track. Like, it's definitely nice for them to be in the game, and it's a great thing, but it doesn't really feel like legend drivers. Like, I'm talking old legend drivers, and we can get into my list here now of some people that I'd like to see, but it's kind of weird because the legend drivers that they picked haven't been gone for that long. So starting off the list, we have our GOAT, Juan Pablo Montoya, obviously. No, I'm just kidding, but you guys should follow the Instagram. I posted a Juan Pablo Montoya meme today. However, actual legends that I'd like to see Dale Earnhardt, That's by far the biggest one. I would love to see Dale Earnhardt in this game. He's iconic. Who doesn't want to see Dale Earnhardt? Number 2, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Especially that scheme. If you can't get the 8 in the game, which is understandable, if you have to go with the 88, we need that red scheme that he ran at the very end that looked like the Bud scheme. Oh, it was gorgeous. Oh, man, I love that scheme. We need that in the game. Other legends that I'd like to see: Richard Petty, Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, possibly Alan Kwiatkowski, maybe? I don't know. So there are just a couple that I'd like to see. And then if we're really going to get frisky with it here and be ambitious on the fantasy drivers, they don't have to be like this. They could just be completely made up. But if we're really getting frisky with it, we could get, the Days of Thunder guys. Maybe, dare I say it, Ricky Bobby. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? Imagine a NASCAR game with Ricky Bobby. That, so delicious, so delicious. Can we please get it? But yeah, I think that's about all I got for you guys. That'll be episode 1 there of my NASCAR Heat 6 wish list. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure that you share with your friends. Other than that, I don't have much else to say. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. God be with you. And I'll catch you guys next time.